Is my house haunted? I'm just gonna go over some of the things that have happened in the past few months. Maybe we'll shed some light on what's really going on. So the very first thing that has happened, quite a few times, on different occasions, is the cupboard door that will not stay closed. Now this cupboard door does latch. When you close it, it locks. You have to pull it open. But for some reason, every now and then, when you're in the kitchen or you're in a nearby room, you will hear that latch pop and the door will swing open. So we were just unhooking this light here to change these bulbs out, and this cupboard door just opened by itself. That's happened probably 5 or 6 times since we moved here. It literally opened again. It was fully closed. When you close it, it closes. When you hear that pop, you know it's somebody's pulled it and it swings open. But I have thought about putting a camera on that cupboard door just to see maybe if we can capture it opening on its own. Something that I have captured on film. My family and I were sitting at the table eating a nice steak dinner, and I was telling my son, don't take too many pieces of steak at once. We were in the process of still unboxing and unpacking, so we had a stack of boxes with a crate full of VHS. This VHS comes crashing down and slams onto the table.
Two, bud. Finish what you got in your mouth.
What the fuck was that?
Luckily, we had a security camera that we had been setting up. We just set it up. It wasn't fully aimed where it should have been, so it's not the best footage. You'll see in the video, the shelf that the camera's on actually shakes at one point, which causes this VHS to fall and just slam down on the table violently. It was strange, right? Another thing that has happened, I was getting ready to leave for work. Had all my stuff on, had everything ready to go. Both my cats were right there because they always want to go outside when I leave for work. So I was like, okay, cats are here, cool, I'm about to leave. I go to unlock the door and I hear something fall in the kitchen. What could that have been? It sounded really loud. So I go into the kitchen and to my surprise, there is a full bottle of coffee creamer that has fallen off the shelf, pouring all over the floor into some sticky puddle that I just don't want to deal with. But the fact that it just fell off the shelf, I just don't understand how that could have happened. There's some energy here that was trying to remind me, you forgot to put the coffee creamer back in the fridge. This full bottle of coffee creamer just doesn't fall off the shelf. Another thing that has happened that was kind of weird, the kids had all gone to bed. Everybody's asleep. Finally get some time. Let's watch some shows. Let's relax. And we hear a crash by the stairs. And at first we're like, oh my, what did somebody fall down the stairs? It was so loud and so what happened? So we run over there and we get to the stairs and there's this picture and it's leaning up against the wall at the bottom of the stairs. That picture was held onto the wall by 2 nails on an angle. The nails were still in the wall on an angle. So the picture would have literally had to have been lifted up off the nails, lifted up and thrown down the stairs. And for it to land perfectly leaned up against the wall. Crazy. This is here. This lifted and fell off the fucking wall. Wow. It won't. This was a picture of Chelsea's late dog Ziggy. I don't know what this means, but that was pretty freaky. Picture flying off the wall. Now we've got something that's picking pictures up off the wall and throwing them down the stairs. I mean, what are we doing here? What's going on? Pictures are flying off the walls. That's crazy. A couple other things that have happened in the house. We were all hanging out in the living room, having a good time, and a stack of recipes that have been on the top of the shelf for months decide to fly off the shelf, and just land in the middle of the kitchen. They had been up there for so long. They were just thrown off the top of the antique shelf. So another thing that has happened in the basement. We don't usually go down in the basement very often. It's a good place for storage. It's musty, it's dark, weird, kind of a strange basement. But when I did go down there, the furnace door had been pulled off the furnace. Now you literally have to pop that thing in place. And it had been taken off, popped off the furnace. So who's doing maintenance on my furnace? Well, I'm not aware of it. Who knows? Is it a ghost? We don't know. My daughter has said that when she comes downstairs, somebody is sleeping in her bed.
There's a person laying in my bed, but when I leave there's someone. It only comes because I closed the gate so there's no noise. Only when the gate's opened it leaves.
Why do you think that?
Because this house is creepy.
So that's kind of a weird thing for her to say. Another time we were in the other room and we hear something fall in the kitchen, only to find the bananas had just fallen off the fridge. The bananas just don't fall off the fridge. That doesn't make any sense. Not more than 2 hours later, a stainless steel bowl falls off of the drying dishes. They had been put there to dry earlier in the morning, and all of a sudden that bowl just falls off and lands on the floor. Like, everything that's going on here is happening mostly in the kitchen. What's really going on? I think in the near future here, I am actually going to do a paranormal investigation of my own house. Just to clarify, to see maybe if there's any spirits or energy just lingering. Because I mean, it's, you know, there hasn't been anything that's interrupted our lives. The energies here are just knocking stuff off the walls, knocking stuff over. That's basically all it does, is move stuff around. What does that say? If a ghost is just knocking things over, it did make me late for work that day. So that kind of pissed. So let me know what you think. Is my house haunted? We're gonna find out. In the near future here, I'm gonna do a paranormal investigation of the house, and we will truly see if there is something going on. Till next time, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.